Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead.
I'm Scott Beer, cool beer enthusiast.
Welcome to another edition of Beer Mail here on BAOS. Bam, 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 bam. So we're here in Toronto, as you can tell by the set.
Out here.
And we're at Amsterdam last night for a launch of a brand new beer, which is this guy.
Amsterdam Brew Pub in Leaside, so not Queens Quay, Central Toronto.
Yep.
So fairly new.
Shout out to Joe and Martin.
Yep.
We met Ian, met a bunch of team, met the VP or whatever.
Yep.
These guys are pretty big. They were super cool, very, very gracious hosts. And we tried the new beer, which we'll get to in a sec. And they laced us with a bunch of stuff, and we were like, well, of course we're going to do a video.
Of course.
With the Tingers, because there's a bunch of new stuff to talk about here. So, without further ado, we're going to get to it. So we have a whole bunch of things. We're going to start with this. So this is their 3-speed lager.
This probably looks pretty familiar to you if you live in Toronto and have had Amsterdam beer ever.
Yes. Is it made for the pub that's around the corner that we used to on
No.
Bloor? It's
No.
not convenient.
Common misconception.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I thought so too. But
Now, the thing that's special about this, and the reason they include it, it's a 568 milliliter can. As you can tell,
right, that's a tall
Mans is
can,
large.
Right?
Mans is large.
Right?
Now, let's just crack these bad
Yep.
boys. Notice if you got a Tinger, you're going to have little bits and pieces. So, I'm going to be for real. We did a blind taste testing in the summer last year. And this was one of the beers that we were tricked into thinking
The macro versus micro lager
challenge.
Challenge, yeah.
Yes. So we thought this beer was a macro.
Right.
Now, that is not, I guess, what Amsterdam are doing with their, and we spoke to the guys about this, what they're doing with their core range is they're speaking to the audience who currently drink macro beers.
Right.
And they're making something that is 100% craft, and all of their beers are 100% craft. They're
Right.
a 100% independent company.
Yep.
And they're more aimed at the people who have a newer palate. Just like there's a bunch of other breweries that are doing the same thing. And their core range are doing that. They've got some blondes, they've got the brown downtown brown, they've got a raspberry wheat and stuff like that. And this is one of the lagers that are what would we consider like a bridge? What do we call it? Like gateway beer.
Yeah.
I don't know why I called it a bridge beer, but this one I guess we'll find
to the
out.
Molson Coors drinker, but it's the craft version of that. So
Yeah.
again, when we did that blind tasting, this was the first one
first
we had.
beer, and I
so
thought it was macro
Right, we had
because-
nothing to compare it to. It just tasted
Yes.
like a bubbly lager, like
Yes.
that you'd have anywhere else. And as we kind of got deeper into the game, we're like,
It was clear
that it wasn't right.
So I kind of felt a little like a ways. I was like, oh man, I really, because we didn't have a relationship at the time with
Right.
Amsterdam. We literally only met him last night.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't want it to come across like we were like
Trashing
throwing any
them or
shade
whatever,
off,
right.
because like we've always like Amsterdam's like specialty, which is literally everything else, like
Yeah.
the special releases have always been fire. We've
Yeah.
always said that. So let's find out if we
Yep.
feel the same way now. So 3-speed lager in the new big ass cans, 20% larger, as the kids say. Get it in, yeah. See, that's like, it's not my favorite because I'm not a lager guy that much, and like a strange thing, but like, it doesn't really taste macro-y. I would not say that.
Easy drinking lager. There's a bit of you
It's
can
sweet.
taste some malt.
It's quite sweet.
Sweet malt. Yeah, you get this sweet malt.
But I feel like that's intentional to appeal
For
to
sure.
those who, if you're drinking Coors Light, you couldn't sometimes
There's no
get
real
ease.
hot profile in it. It's just kind of crisp, clean, easy drinking.
Yeah, if someone walks into the pub, and people say to us all the time when we speak to people at, at brew pubs, and they're like, "Oh, what do you got that tastes like Coors Light? What do you got that tastes like Budweiser or whatever?" And they're like, "Well, this."
Right.
And a lot of the time, what they offer doesn't really taste like it, but it's close
Along
enough.
those lines.
This is a beer that is closest, from what I've seen in craft beer, it's the closest to a macro profile.
Tasting.
Maybe in the sweetness, is if that's what I'm thinking of there.
Yeah.
But it's got real ingredients, and it's not like this corn trash, and it's not like all the preservatives, and like you can drink this all night and feel like you're drinking Coors Light, but you're actually drinking good beer.
This just screams ballpark beer to me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, watching the ball game. Even the size, it's like, that's it's a ballpark
when
size beer.
when we got these, we actually had every intention of jabbing a little thing and shotgunning it, but I feel like that's really not what this channel is about.
No.
So we opted against it.
Yes.
Even though, do you know what dudes on Facebook added me to these beer chug Facebook groups?
Yeah.
And these guys are fucking chugging like 11% stouts and stuff.
Oh,
They're getting
why?
these things.
No.
And they're pouring them into a.
Why would you do
thing.
that?
They're like,
funnel?
no, dude, a normal glass, and they're just necking them. 11%. I've seen that shit like KBS and stuff. Like they are nuts, and they really don't end up so great afterwards. They always comment like, "Oh yeah, I was a bit sick after this."
Of course
Like-
you were.
Not surprising.
Cheeky.
So we're gonna follow that with the English brown.
So this is actually the reason. Well, not the reason, but the main reason why we went to
Amsterdam last
yesterday.
evening.
They had the release of their new English bitter, AK. Not any of our favorite styles. We generally don't gravitate towards this style.
Nope. No,
but
no.
I was pleasantly surprised when I had this yesterday.
It was much more hop forward than I anticipated. Now, the good thing about this beer, or the cool thing about this
It has a
beer,
super interesting story.
yeah, like they actually imported the malt, the hops, everything is from the original place where they made the first English bitters. Is that correct? That's right? The original place. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's
that's the
all
story
English
behind it.
ingredients.
So yeah, they use English leaf hops, floor malted Paris Otter, which is a malt. Yeah, and all from the same. Everything kind of came from the same region, correct? The hops and the malt came from the same little
saying
farm
that.
or area.
But I think that the special part was all from the same place, but it's the place where it all began. And I thought that was a really cool thing to add in a beer. Like,
Right, and it was made with, it says, brewed with a lawyer and beer historian, Gary Gilman, who's there yesterday and gave a brief
that
little
was the
speech.
dude.
Yeah.
I missed the first part.
Yeah.
Okay, that was sick. So they actually had a little talk and stuff. Just bust one out. You might as well not like waste them.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Okay, because that's why they were sort of giving a speech, and I wasn't really completely. Oh, when you're over, excuse me, I wasn't really clear exactly what was going on. I thought it was cool. Snapping like a mad dog out here, mate. Now looking at this beer, you can already tell I'm giving you enough, Braddles.
Yep.
Yeah,
Stack, mate.
take a little
Not
1-2,
scared, buddy.
little 1-2 right there.
Thanks, mate.
Marcus might get that in you.
Yeah.
So this is surprisingly hoppy, and it's also, if you look at that color, like it's opaque. It's not completely thick or
Clear.
Well, completely clear, but I feel like a lot of English bitters aren't completely clear.
No,
I
I'm
feel
saying
like
that's
they're
what I'm
even
saying. It's
darker.
not completely clear.
This one is surprisingly fruity on the nose. Like, I guess this is really fresh. Like it dropped yesterday.
Yeah, and it you could taste the freshness. Like we had it on tap to start, and actually we haven't had it in a can yet. We only had it on tap and on cask.
Oh, we did. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was canned,
But it just tasted like it was literally just made and chilled, and it was it tasted amazing. So let's get that in us.
cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, like super light. I feel like this is really accurate to what an English style.
Nice malt profile.
Yeah, what an English style bitter was. This is 1870,
Yeah.
and it's all straight from the UK. So I think this is more just cool from what like the achievement of doing that. Like that's really sick that they're able to do that.
Yeah, it's like almost 150 years old. Like that's that's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Like it's a really old recipe. They've recreated it. They've got the ingredients from overseas. Like that's really, really commendable. I think it's super cool. And they got a beer historian. The dude looked like, now I think about it, he looked like a really, super like academic type.
Exactly.
Like,
He looked like a professor.
baggy suit, all that stuff. Like he was, he's a good bloke.
Yeah.
What elbow patches?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
tweed for days.
Quite studious.
Quite studious. I like that. It's a great word. This is really cool, man, because we always talk about and we were saying to the dudes, to Marty and Joe last night, like blokes, like English bitters don't exactly
Excite us.
No, and that's no shade, no nothing. It's just like this is not our thing, and this is pretty cool.
I mean, the story kind of helps me enjoy it more. I think I'd say when there's history behind it, like anything, like people always say, like in craft beer, there's always they want a story behind it. Like how did you start your brewery? It has to have some fairy tale story. But this is a really cool story.
Yes,
and to be kind of like part of the history, tasting the history is really cool.
Yeah, and it was nice to be out there because it was an area that I hadn't personally been to before. Amsterdam have, I guess they got a couple of pubs there. The main one in Harbourfront and Queen's Quay or whatever, and then also this bad boy in Leaside. And it's very it feels like a big box restaurant,
Right?
Like a Jack Astor's or Milestone or whatever else like that. But all house beers. We didn't eat anything. We had finger food, but we didn't eat any of the stuff. But it looked like a type of place.
In house,
yeah. And they had a little brew house. They got a loop where they're doing just sours out of that place. and they have just their full production
It's
brewery
right
just behind
behind,
there.
yeah.
So we'll do a podcast with them out there.
Yep.
And then their harbourfront, of course, is the big tourist attraction on the water, which is great in summer, which I haven't been to yet, but I'm pretty keen to check it out.
Yep.
I think what they're doing, we were saying to them as well last night, I think what they're doing is something that gets overlooked easily in beer, where what they're offering, they have this, like, their core range at gateways completely. Not for us. They're not meant for people like us and, our audience. Like, you guys are generally a mix. Some of you guys are beer nerds that are sort of deep in it. Some of you guys are really new and you're just sort of like discovering beer and like, oh, okay, this is cool. Because our aim is to sort of make beer palatable to a wider audience and present it in a way that we're not, trained. We're not BJCP. We're not Cicerones, any of that stuff. We haven't written a book.
No.
We just want to present that stuff to you guys. I feel like what their sort of MO is as a brew, because I feel like there's like, contract brewers that do a couple things here and there, whatever, but I like that they have these like establishments that are kind of, if we went and took a bunch of friends out there, there'd be stuff for everybody who don't drink beer.
Yeah, good
and then there'd be a bunch of these type of special beers that are completely aimed at us.
Well, it's nice to see them adapting with just kind of the general population's palate, right? Because back when they started 30 years ago, so like
32,
the oldest craft brewery in Toronto, I believe they claim to be. I can't think of one older.
No,
in Toronto,
they said that,
right?
Because then Great Lakes is close, but like 30, they just hit 30,
right?
And this is 32, yeah.
Right. So that's, I mean, to kind of stay true to the styles that were popular back then, but to evolve and appeal to the palates and tastes of the beer drinkers now is really cool, and to be able to kind of have their foot in both those worlds is kind of cool. So nice to see the adaptation and doing it very well. So they obviously have a good team that gets it, that understands, and are willing to evolve to current tastes.
Yes, and we got to meet Ian, which is he's the head brewer, the brewmaster.
Yep.
He was super cool.
Yep.
And I can see why, like, I think we met one of the other brewers. I do forget his name.
Or
was it Cody or Corey or something? I'm sorry, dude. Like, they kept feeding us beers. Like, I don't know. Like, we were way too lit. But, like, they were cool. And they were young, like a team. They seemed like sort of on top of it. And the fact that they're even using their restaurant facility as a sour only, I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. So,
speaking of evolution and evolution of beers,
yes,
we have a kind of a trendy style coming up next.
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as you can tell, it's the Silver Bullet right here.
So
no one
knows.
So this is unreleased beer. This actually dropped. The beer itself has been available in their brew pub for some time.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah, they said that. But it drops in cans. I don't know when we're going to put this video out, but from right now, this is April 7th. We're doing this. I think they said like 3 or 4 weeks away or something like that. It's an IPA called Space Invaders.
I remember tasting it and saying this tastes like it should be hazy. Yeah, it's like super juicy and
yeah, it was pretty solid. So we tried had this another one called Testify, and then they had this one. So Testify was a little hazy. Was that Brett
IPA? Oh no, Brett Pale Ale. I think Pale Ale. Yeah.
And then this was their other one. Now, they gave us this on purpose. They showed us the label. Looks really sick.
Yeah.
But they were like, they wanted to give us this, so we have a little exclusive little thing to talk about. As far as packaging, like at the end of the day, it's not crazy exclusive because it's been available in the brew pub. People have drunk it from time. It's on Untapped here, bro. And so yeah, we're excited to get to sort of sip it in the can. So we had a nice little like pint of it last night.
And apparently they have some awesome tap handles coming out too. So you'll probably see it. Yeah. Custom tap handles based on the picture of the label we saw, so very easily recognizable, I think.
I like it. I like their thinking like this because Testify was really good.
Super cool.
This was also fantastic, but it's a new day. Let's get it in us. The nose is super fruity.
A little more resinous than I remember from yesterday, too.
So potentially, remember, I guess we have to, just like we said, cans and the draft are very different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We had the cask version of the AK.
Yeah.
The cask was a little hazier.
Yeah.
A little, what's the word? Tastier seems like not an accurate word at all. It's a terrible word. It was kind of a lot better. Yeah, it was a little like bolder.
Yeah,
it was
bolder. Yeah.
It was like stacks better. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Space Invaders is solid, man. Once again, though, that's why, like, you know, I respect that about Amsterdam, that they're sort of going out of their way to sort of, look at you just fucking necking it, mate. Jesus Lord. No, I quite enjoyed the fact that they're doing something like this for the kids.
And for the people.
Well, mostly for the kids. Mm-hmm. Amsterdam is for the children.
It's not for children, actually. It's
In
absolutely
any
not
shape
for
or form.
children. Yeah.
Unless you're over the age of 19 in the province of Ontario.
Do not consume
Don't participate.
alcohol.
If you're watching this video, please click subscribe, thumbs up, notifications, and then pause the video and go and do something
On
else.
your way.
Yep.
Tell your
Then
mum.
tell your dad about it, and
Yeah.
he can watch it.
Yeah, maybe your mum. Maybe your mum's a
As long as your
craft beer
dad's
drinker.
over 19.
Hashtag
who
me
knows?
too, Brad. Hey?
Their dads may not be over 19. Make sure your dad's over 19 before you tell him that.
To watch.
Yeah.
To start drinking this shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Last but absolutely not least.
Yo, people were like, seemed like they were, when they gave us these beers, some of the other staff were like trying to gank it because these were the, like some of the last couple bottles.
Oh, no way.
This is a big deal, this beer.
Okay.
So as you can tell, this is, look at that. Like, this is a freaking raspberry juice, man.
Yeah.
This is called Loretta. It's a farmhouse raspberry saison.
6%.
6%. We kept it for last because we thought it's a freaking smoothie, man. Apparently it's super fire. Like, they were raving about it. Fuck, it's been a long day. And I wasn't able to, I didn't notice when they gave it to us the level of,
Fire and flames.
and all flames.
I'm hurrying up.
We're all trying here, guys. We're all trying. If you enjoyed the video so far, check us a thumbs up. Hit thumbs up. Hit the notification bell. Oh, damn, that looks sexy, fama.
As always, shout outs to BrewHeads right here.
Shout out to BrewHeads.
outs, Pretty Pennie Jewellery.
Pretty Pennie. Ontario Brews. What do I have? Oh,
Less probably.
yeah, that's not so much. Shouts to someone, you sexy bastard.
Wow, that is intense, man. There are some raspberries in there, I tell you.
Honestly, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
What
This looks like a blackberry milk shark almost.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god. That is intense, bro.
Blocking those, mate.
Yeah.
Take a line of that.
Get that up, yeah. Right up in there.
Bradley, see, look. If you can tell, Notion here, he washed his glass out because he has access to a sink.
And he's a smart bloke.
He's not one of those not smart blokes,
Yeah, no, I
So,
can remember that.
get it in ya.
Cheers, mate. Oh my god.
Struth my doodle. That's a bloody ripper, that is.
Ton of fruit in there.
That is just
Raspberry sherbet.
sherbet.
Cheers.
Sherbet. Perfectly purple sherbet.
Perfectly white and purple tattoo of a 13.
With the dash of sherbet.
With a bit of sherbet.
Smooth, frothy, tart, sweet, berry.
Dead ass doesn't taste like a saison.
Berry.
Fuck.
It doesn't taste like a saison. It's like
Liquid fun dip.
Liquid fun
wow, nice. I like
Get
it.
some fun dip
Yeah,
vibes.
the little thing where you take the candy, you stick it in more candy, and then you
dip. You can't just eat it in one can.
You
Yo,
take
we
the
used to
liquid,
rock
the-
them shit
Take
so
the
hard.
solid sugar.
powder
Do you remember?
candy.
Yeah. We got fucked up. Me and Brad, we opened for Hilltop Hoods. It's an Aussie hip hop group.
Represent.
And we were mash up.
Yes.
We walked home from the venue, mash up. This was probably 4 years ago, maybe 2014. And we went to a servo. So,
Gas station.
thank you.
Yep.
We went to a servo and we were like a bit mash up, so we copped some lollies.
Lollies.
I bought some candy.
And so we got a fun dip, and we was like fucking amped out. We were like fucking murking it eye.
We were excited, so we ate it.
But what we didn't do, we didn't murk it out. Like, we kept it and we didn't eat it because we were like, that's too much sugar, mate. We're adults.
Yeah.
I guess you need to translate.
No,
that.
it's translation.
Pull the reins
Yeah,
up.
no, we didn't. That was good work.
Yeah.
See, Scott speaks fluent Australian, mate. But yeah, I still had that fun dip for years. I kept it in like the cupboard. And I was like, I threw it out.
No interest, mate.
No interest.
I had it.
I can't do it. It's too much.
Almost down the track.
You know, I threw it out. You ate
I
it?
was blazed as.
Oh,
and
okay,
I
you're
just
gonna be
went
mash up
on
fun.
yeah. A lolly.
I get all the sugar I need from these guys, but this is
Yo, I like this a lot.
This is tasting like it's not hopped aggressively, but it has
No.
that smoothie IPA kind of texture
Definitely,
consistency.
but it doesn't have like the cloves and bananas kind of saison.
No.
vibe that it's because it's a raspberry saison, right?
It's almost like straight juice, in the best possible way. Like,
No,
it's
that's never a bad thing to say straight juice. If you say a beer is straight juice, I want that beer in my face. There's nothing more you can say to make me appeal.
I love that.
This is fantastic. I can see why Homegirl was trying to gank our shit.
This is like a Fruity Tones fucking.
yeah, it's on that Fruity
Yes.
tip,
It's just like,
right?
but so good. Like,
Fruity
yeah,
on
it's like-
crack. That's the name for the episode.
Fruity on Fun Dip. Yeah,
Fruity
it's
on Fun Dip. Fruity Fun Dip.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Tiff. All right.
We'll figure it out.
Well, when she edits, she'll
Yeah,
figure
that's
that
what
out.
I'm getting. I love this.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yo, huge shout outs to Amsterdam, man. Like, y'all are
Thanks for
doing some
having us,
cool
guys.
stuff. Really appreciate it. Joe, Martin, you're legends. Let's make the thing we talked about happen. Yeah, hit them up on social and look out for the release of this bad boy,
Yes.
and then this bad boy, the Space Invaders.
Are these out yet? The tall cans?
Yeah, they're out now. I actually saw Crystal
Cool.
post about it
Yep.
today, actually, funnily enough.
Yep.
And these guys, this has been and gone. I think we're just lucky to get them at this point.
Yep.
So, if you enjoyed the episode, give us a big fat thumbs up. Hit subscribe below. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast. And check out the long form audio. All different, what's it called? Wherever you get your talkie audio. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, mate, go on there, hit subscribe, hit rate, get that 5 star. If you're not going to do 5 stars, don't worry about it. Hit 5 stars, then hit
5
review.
us, no forest.
These blokes are pretty sick, guy.
Yeah.
Send. You
These
should
are a
listen
couple
to it.
of stand-up gentlemen, and I rate them 5 stars.
And I reckon you should listen to Would I.
You should probably consume our audio media because it is fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. Then press send, and then that should be in there, and then bam, everything's good to go. Y'all are legends. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. And of course, get it in ya!